Hi, I'm Rides. Welcome to episode 9 of What's in the Box. That's right, episode 9, box number 6. That's what we'll be opening up. Before we do get into box number 6, let's choose the box for next week. Box number 25 is what we'll be opening up next week. Okay, so let's get into box number 6. Okay, so it's a big box this week. We've got 4 frame sets, starting with this one. Let's get this wrapping off and I'll show you what we've got. Here we have a 1997 Mongoose Menace. This is the Menace 24, bigger frame set, 24-inch fork. I've had this one for a while. I did buy this one as just a frame and fork. It does have a worn brake boss on the rear. That'll need to be removed, and I'll use a bit of chrome patch to replace that chrome on both of those, on both sides. So I will need to put a caliper brake on the rear. Overall, it's a very neat and tidy frame, other than the one issue. Obviously, the 97s were the last of the loop tails, so quite like this frame. As for all mid to late 90s Mongoose frames, 26.0 millimeter seat post. This one is a threaded headset and a threaded fork. This frame does have some of the original decals. It is very, very rough. Was enough for me to make the decals from. So this one will eventually get completely cleaned up and rebuilt. The Menace for 97 was 100% high-ten steel, as opposed to the Experts, which then ranged from high-ten seat tubes or main tubes through to the full chromoly versions. The fork, very standard Mongoose style fork. They're a straight leg, still a relatively light frame. It does have the Canty cable guide on the seat post, or top of the seat post. I won't be removing that, that will stay there, but these brake bosses will be removed. So that's the 97 Menace 24. I'll grab the next frame. Here is frame number 2 from box 6. Let's get this one open. Here we have a 1997 Diamondback Venom. This one has a little bit of rust in some of the tight areas, or did have. It's been bathed, so a lot of that rust has come out. The Venom is the high-ten freestyle bike from Diamondback in 97. Of course, it's got the little stander on the top tube. Typical gusset with the Diamondback logo. Caliper brakes on both the fork and on the frame. A 22.2 seat post. The fork is a threaded fork. It does have 2 bosses on the rear of the fork, the diamond cut dropouts. So the Venom is definitely a nice alternative to a lot of the Mongoose freestyle bikes that were around in the mid to late 90s. Very similar to a Sniper. When I do get my hands on another Sniper, I'll have to do a side-by-side comparison of these 2 frame sets. I feel like a lot of these mid-school Diamondbacks do get overlooked. However, I find these to be a great little frame. I actually think they're a lot more rare than the Mongoose ones, though they don't fetch as much money. So that's the 1997 Diamondback Venom. I'll go and grab the 3rd frame from the box. The 3rd frame in box number 6 is this one. Again, I'll open up this wrapping and show you what it is. Third frame here is another Diamondback. This is a 1992 frame. I believe that this is either a Reactor or a Viper. though I'm not 100% sure just yet. I do have to measure it up and check against the catalogue. Well, let's go and grab a tape measure and have a look. So the top tube is 21 inch. So I would put that definitely as a reactor. So it's pro length at 21 inches. That'll mean that this is a chromoly frame. It has 3 brake cable guides along the underside of the top tube. Serial numbers are found underneath. They don't have the diamond cut out in the gusset, but they do have it in the dropout. They also have Diamondback DB stamped on the dropout as well. I do have another set of Diamondback forks here. These aren't the original forks to go with that frame. They are actually a freestyle fork. I don't think I would use this fork on this frame, as they aren't a good match. The fork is a much chunkier fork, this one, than the frame tubing, and it kind of feel a little bit odd. I have got the 92 decal sets on my website, shop.rerides.com, if you're looking for Diamondback decals. Chrome on this one is a little rough. Did have quite a lot of pitting around the tight areas, which I have cleaned up. It has sort of eaten away a lot of the chrome. So that is the 92 Diamondback reactor. I'll go and grab the last frame out of the box. So the last frame we're going to take a look at today is this one. I'll get into this wrapping and let's take a look. Alright, so here is the last frame. This one is 2001 Revo. Original decals on this one, though I do have those recreated. So I pretty much got everything I think on this one somewhere. Wheels and other bits and pieces behind me. So the Revo in 2001 was mainly high-10 steel. Does have a chromo seat tube. One of the lower end freestyle bikes, and pretty much always was, but nonetheless still a lovely frame. This particular design had been around for a little while for the Revo, a couple of years. They did update the logo stamping around this time. They do take U-brake on the chainstay and also on the fork. So the fork is a straight leg fork. It's the Harrow straight shooter. Again, high-10 chrome forks. These forks look pretty good. No dings, no real scratches. They are a 1 1/8 threadless fork and have one brake cable tab on the rear, stamped on both the inside and the outside of the dropouts on the fork. And I also have the original handlebars here for this frame. These look very much like a slim bar to me. I'm not sure that they ever had a decal on them. I'll probably put a slim bar decal on them if they didn't. Okay, that's it for this week's show. That was box number 6. Thank you very much for watching. Give us a like and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying the videos that I'm putting together. Just trying to do something a little bit different with this show. Of course, I've got a whole bunch of build videos and other videos as well on my channel. And of course, I'll always be building more bikes in the future. So keep a watch out for everything that I've got. All right, thanks very much. See you next time.